Yeah, my name is Roberto Rodriguez. I work for NVIDIA at the moment. Pretty much, let's say, an AI security researcher that is trying to figure out how to enable autonomy for security operations. And this applies to, let's say, the defensive side of the house and also be able to support some of the offensive side if possible. And yeah, and that's pretty much me. Just working in NVIDIA right now. Oh my God, this is my fourth, I would say, CIFCon, and it's one of the best conferences I've ever been to be honest. Not just because saying it because you're giving me a mic, but it's actually is like my first one was when I started actually traveling to share my research with the world, and to me it has been so like rewarding to be able to meet other security researchers that are also passionate about sharing their research. And that's what I see every year, year after year, just like that passion of sharing. And not everybody forces you to say blue and red, right? Like meat. And I think that this is actually a good idea because people are more open to even share because they know that they want to talk about it, right? So that's a good question. So I would say that it depends on. Okay, so I'm gonna take one part, which is how much time someone spends trying to make that decision sometimes and be able to pivot through data, understand like how one point connects to the other one. In my opinion, AI systems are better at processing a lot of that information, and they're better at actually paying attention to the right things, right, that matter for a specific task as well. And I think that that's what, in my opinion, complements a lot of the analyst work. It doesn't mean that we cannot do it, but I think it's just the amount of time that it would take someone to be able to get the same results in a short period of time. And of course, without any water for like 24 hours, right? So I think like without any food, any water, be able just to go through all of this without taking any breaks. I think that that's where you start seeing the enhancement into the security operations overall, right? Yeah. I would say the most challenging thing, to be honest, is to capture the right data from the stakeholders that will be using the system. Like, let's say I'm not an expert on everything, so I like to reach out to people and share how it is that they do things so we can build the systems and be able to evaluate them. So I would say the evaluation piece, gathering, pulling, people to actually provide data and be able just to, I think that that's the part, in my opinion. And of course, being able to show the how good this thing is today and trying to come up with sometimes even coming up with the right metrics for or the right evaluation frameworks for what we're building the car as we drive it pretty much. There are some benchmarks that are really good for specific areas, but there are some unknowns still that we have to figure out as we build the system. So I'm going to say is getting the right data to be able to evaluate or be able to optimize something, but at the same time be able to build something unique and new that no one has built yet. I think that that to me is the most challenging piece at the moment. Yeah. To me, when it comes to evasion, I believe that these systems will be able to process the information that they are being presented with faster than a human, and they will be able to identify some of those relationships that are not easy for a human just to look. It has to process like and take time. So I think that from a from an offensive side, right, it's going to definitely change the way how you even like analyze the data that you're being presented. For example, in my opinion, nowadays if I'm dealing with a security event log, before I didn't want to translate it to a specific schema because it just takes so much time to develop an ontology, make sure everybody agrees with the data model. But now that I have an AI system that can build its own ontology and process the data as a knowledge graph, that's amazing, right? So I expect also red teamers to kind of go through the same thing. Now, how these capabilities are enabling defenders and how that affects red teamers, I think it's just gonna be red teamers using similar capabilities, right, to enable faster pivots, right, being able to understand in the current situation that I am at the moment as a agent red team operator, I need to pivot to another way because I know that there is some other processes that are gonna be detecting or might be already predicting what is my next step. I am anticipating red teamers to build systems that would also say, if I take this step, it could be predicted. So I might should be taking this other step, right? So there's gonna be this usual blue and red back and forth trying to figure out who can predict it, I guess, the fastest, right? So anyways, that's how I see it, I guess, changing a little bit, how fast someone reacts towards these new capabilities that defenders will have and will have soon, right?